If you're researching a move to Orcutt, California, you've probably seen the same recycled information everywhere. Great schools, safe streets, close to the beaches, and while that is all true, nobody's telling you about the stuff that really matters. When you're about to uproot your life and move over here, I'm talking about neighborhood quirks, the things that catch newcomers off guard in the first 6 months. So today, I'm giving you the unfiltered version, the things I wish someone had told me when I moved over here. And a lot of people I meet that have relocated recently tell me they are things they were not prepared for. So let's start with something that nobody warns you about, the marine layer. Before we dive in, if you're seriously considering a move to Orcutt or anywhere else on the Central Coast, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Bernie, and I help people like you every single week, buyers relocating from LA, the Bay Area, or even out of state. People who need someone local to answer questions that Google can't. You can contact me. My information is in the description below, or my number is 805-878-6967. You can also scan the code up above to schedule up an appointment for us to have a phone call, 15 or 30 minutes, to see how I can be of help to you. Even if you're 6 months out, reach out anytime. I'd be happy to be a resource and help you figure out if Orcutt is the right place for you. Orcutt sits about 10 miles inland from the coast, which sounds like it's far enough to escape from the fog, right? Not quite. From late spring through early fall, mornings here are often cool. The fog rolls in overnight and doesn't burn off until around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, sometimes a little later. So if you're coming here from inland, maybe Central Valley, Texas, maybe even Arizona, this could be a big adjustment. You might wake up in the morning, the temperatures are about 58 degrees and overcast skies in June, July, while your friends back home are posting about triple-digit heat. Some people love it. It keeps summers mild and comfortable. Others feel like they're missing out on that California sunshine. Here's the honest truth. By early afternoon, the weather here is usually beautiful. But if you need bright sun from the moment you wake up, just know what you're signing up for. Locals call it June gloom, but it can stretch into July and August. It's not a deal breaker for most people, but it's something you should experience before you commit. If you're planning a visit, come in June or July, not just October when it's absolutely perfect. You need to come here and see how you feel. The next thing I'd like to talk about is commuting, because this tends to catch a lot of people off guard. Orcutt is not a commuter town to any major metro city. Santa Barbara is about an hour, 15 minutes down south. St. Louis Obispo is about 35 to 45 minutes up north. So if you're fully remote, you're golden. But if you're thinking of commuting to Santa Barbara a few days a week, That 60-mile drive on 101 can get old very, very fast. Traffic backs up near Gaviota or even around Goleta. And I've had people who have moved here within 3 months say that the commute is just not sustainable. Okay, this one might sting a little. If you're coming from a bigger city, Orcutt is not a foodie destination. It's not a nightclub hub. And if you're used to craft cocktail bars, trendy restaurants, and late night options, you're going to feel the absence. What Orcutt does have are solid local spots, great Mexican food, a few breweries, a few wineries, and family-owned restaurants that have been around here for decades. Old Town Orcutt has a lot of charm. They have a handful of shops, some restaurants to grab a bite, but Santa Maria has more variety. They've got chain restaurants, a few more dining options, and also they serve up the famous Santa Maria style barbecue. But we're still not talking about a buzzing urban scene. Here's the reframe. The people here who love Orcutt aren't here for the nightlife. They're here for peace, space, good schools, and proximity to nature. If you want fine dining and nightlife, go an hour down south to Santa Barbara. It delivers. But if you're expecting it in your backyard, you're going to be disappointed. Know what you're trading in and make sure you're very happy with it. So I hear this all the time about the affordability of Orcutt. Well, Orcutt is affordable in terms of an alternative to Santa Barbara. A home here might cost about $650,000, a starter home. In Santa Barbara, the same home would go for $1.5 million. What you will get is an older home, smaller lots, construction styles from the 50s and 60s. What you're really paying for is the location, safety, and quality of life. You're 10 minutes away from the wine country, 40 minutes away from San Luis Obispo, an hour 15 minutes away from Santa Barbara, and right on the doorstep of the most incredible Central Coast scene. So yes, it's affordable compared to the rest of the coast in California, but it does come with realistic expectations. This isn't cheap living by national standards. It's a value play for people who want to be here on the Central Coast. So I'm going to talk a little about Orcutt. Orcutt is an extremely small town. It's where people either fall in love with it or realize it's not for them. The people here know their neighbors. Generations of families stay here. There's a Friday night football kind of energy. So if you're coming from a very large city, you might not like that sort of vibe. It might feel a little isolating to you at first. The pace here is so much slower. The options are fewer. The social scene revolves around school events, youth sports, and community gatherings and dining out, the little that we have, and meeting at wineries. But for the right person, especially families with kids or people who are craving for a much slower pace, this is the appeal. It feels safe, it feels connected, It feels like the right type of place to put your roots down. The people who love Orcutt really love it. They're not here by accident. They choose this on purpose. If what I described sounds like you, then you're going to fit right in. So that's the honest truth about Orcutt, the stuff that doesn't show up in the brochures. If you want to go a little deeper, I've made a couple of different videos on Orcutt and Santa Maria side by side, which talks about neighborhoods, pricing, lifestyle differences, and all of that information. I will link it just below. And if you're ready to talk about specifics about your move, reach out to me at 805-878-6967. My info is also in the description. You can also click or scan the QR code to go ahead and schedule a 15-minute or 30-minute phone conversation with me to figure out exactly what your needs are. Whether you're coming out here in a week or a year out from moving, reach out and we can figure it out. If this video was of interest to you, please click the like button and also subscribe. It helps me understand what videos are needed most. See you in the next video.